All right. Well, let's have a conversation about this new Ferrari 12 Cilindri Manuale. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not sure. But, as an automotive enthusiast, I sit here in my garage between my two Porsches right now. I've had quite a few manual transmission cars in my life. Most of the cars I drove up until about, I think, my E46 M3 convertible, which came with a SMG automated manual, which was a proper automated manual of a manual transmission, I guess. But now Ferrari's decided to sell to its customer base a $190,000 option for what they're calling a limited production, limited Ferrari with a pretend manual. I'm not kidding. My editor will put it up on the screen. He'll show you some images of this new manual transmission. It has 3 pedals. It looks authentic. It has the gated 6-speed manual with the lockout reverse. Looks like a manual transmission. It looks identical to the manual that used to sit in my R8 V10 manual that used to sit off to my right where the Spider is now. I gotta say, I don't know where we're going with cars now. It's like, it's this whole betatization through 1,000 concessions. They're trying to soften and pussify and weaken and sell to us nonsense that ain't real. Kudos to Porsche for still making a real manual transmission. I think if they're one of the only automotive enthusiast brands where you can buy like a 911 GT3. This is a turbo over here, or you can still get the 718. I think it's discontinued or just about to be discontinued, but you could still get a 718 with a manual transmission in certain trims, an actual manual transmission that was connected to a transmission, not like this new Ferrari. Again, my editor will put up on the screen some images of some of the technical data, but the stick is not actually connected to a transmission. The clutch pedal is not actually connected to a clutch. It is a simulation of a manual transmission. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone. Old film, pretty good. There was a scene in it where Stallone and Sandra Bullock have intimacy, let's call it. This is for YouTube. And it's not a real incident of intimacy. It's a simulated incident of intimacy. And, Stallone being the man's man that he was, just having been thawed out for his new life in Demolition Man, came to realize this is junk, and he took off all the gear that, facilitated the simulation and threw it down and said, let's just do it the old-fashioned way. And I think that we got to get back to the old-fashioned way with cars, man. It's like, if you're going to sell a manual transmission to your customer base, connect the stick to the transmission and connect the clutch pedal to the clutch and give us a proper car. Even though I have never bought a Ferrari, I've driven a few. I like the brand. I don't like how they treat their customers when you walk into the showroom. They're pretty arrogant, and they're like dicks. I mean, I can walk into the McLaren showroom and they're fantastic to me. I did own a McLaren at one point, so that might help, obviously. But Ferrari's doing some very, very strange things. This electric car, the Luce or whatever it was called, horrible. It looks awful. And now they're selling an almost 200,000 euro premium limited edition Manuale pretend simulated manual. They say, it's tough to make these manual transmissions and to deal with the torque and the horsepower and all this sort of stuff. So the simulation of the manual is what they're offering. They say it's the best they can do with what they're given. The 12 Cilindri, another stupid name for the car, comes with an 8-speed DCT, dual clutch transmission, which I'm sure is a great transmission. But for the manual setup, when you push in the clutch and you engage it in manual mode, it locks out the 2 top gears, which are more or less overdrive. But I don't get it. As consumers, I think that we need to come together and demand more of car manufacturers. Especially premium brands. Like, if they're going to charge you almost 200,000 euro more for a pretend manual transmission, I mean, the Spider RS is probably less than that. And this is a fantastic car. I've said that this thing is like it's like a sport bike, but on 4 wheels. It's a phenomenal car. It's one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. I don't see myself getting rid of it anytime soon. But for an extra 200 grand almost euro, they want to sell you a simulation of a manual transmission. I just can't believe we're getting to this point. I mean, Car manufacturers, Ferrari, I'm talking to you. If you're going to sell a manual, make a proper manual, right? Charge your 200,000 euro premium, but at least give the customer a connection to the car, an analog connection to the transmission, to the clutch, to the way the car drives, to the engagement, to what the enthusiast is really looking for. Because the way that cars are going now, I mean, I just got another motorcycle. It's been 20 odd years plus for me. And I love riding that thing. I love the smell of oil and gas and the shifting and how I've engaged every part of my body, both my feet, both my hands, the levers, everything. It's a phenomenal experience. I'm going to make a video later on about, the bike once I put on a few hundred more kilometers and I can get a good feel for it. But I mean, for 7 or 8 grand, you can buy an amazing motorcycle that will engage you to the earth's end that you're never going to feel. I don't care what they tell you or what they are trying to sell you. It ain't real. And as good as the simulation can be, like I talked about in Demolition Man, with Stallone and Sandra Bullock in that scene, a simulation is never going to be the same as a real thing. I just don't get it. I don't know. What do you guys think? You leave me a comment below. I like to read them all on this channel. I'm a huge car guy. I want to be able to put out more content for you guys. This is just kind of what I'm doing with it right now. But we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you want to play tough and want to hate this, I'll always show up.